Shabbat Shalom. Well, I don't know about you, but it has been a crazy week for me. Y'all know I work for Grindstone, and we've been deployed all week. So when Shabbat came, we were all ready just to give it up to Yah. Because ice storms are not fun. But it's always a blessing to be able to reach out and help those people that need it most. But I'm really anxious to get into the Torah portion this week. There's been a couple of days that I've just been busy and had to rush through it, and I hate doing that. So bear with me as we read through. This week's Torah portion is Yitro, or Jetho. It's Exodus 18, verse 1 through chapter 20, verse 26. It's on page 75. And the Haftorah is from Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 1, going through chapter 7, verse 6. And that's on page 418. And then Matthew, chapter 5, verses 13 through 20. And it's going to be on page 922. And all of that, as you know, is in the scripture. So let's start reading now. And Yitro, the priest of Midian, Moshe's father-in-law, heard of all that Elohim had done for Moshe and for Israel, his people, that Yahweh had brought Israel out of Mitzrayim. And Yitro, Moshe's father-in-law, took Zipporah, the wife of Moshe, after he had sent her back, and her 2 sons, of whom the name of one was Gershom, for he said, I have been a sojourner in a foreign land. And the name of the other was Eliezer, for he said, the Elohim of my father was my help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. Yitro, Moshe's father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife to Moshe in the wilderness, where he was encamped at the mountain of Elohim. And he had said to Moshe, I, your father-in-law, Yitro, am coming to you with your wife and her 2 sons with her. And Moshe went out to meet his father-in-law and bowed down and kissed him. And they asked each other about their welfare, and they went into the tent. And Moshe told his father-in-law all that Yahweh had done to Pharaoh and to the Mitzrites for Elohim's sake, for Israel's sake. All the hardship that had come upon them on the way, and how Yahweh had delivered them. And Yitro rejoiced for all the good which Yahweh had done for Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Mitzrites. And Yitro said, Blessed be Yahweh, who has delivered you out of the hands of the Mitzrites, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, and who has delivered the people from under the hand of the Mitzrites. Now I know that Yahweh is greater than all the mighty ones. Indeed, in the matter in which they acted proudly above them. Then Yitro, the father-in-law of Moshe, brought an ascending offering and other slaughterings unto Elohim. And Aharon came with all the elders of Israel to eat bread with the father-in-law of Moshe before Elohim. And it came to be on the next day that Moshe sat to rightly rule the people. And the people stood before Moshe from the morning until evening. And when the father-in-law of Moshe saw that all he did for the people, he said, What is this that you are doing for the people? Why do you sit by yourself and all the people stand around you from morning until evening." And Moshe said to his father-in-law, "Because the people come to me to seek Elohim. When they have a matter, they come to me, and I rightly rule between one and another, and make known the laws of Elohim and his Torot." The father-in-law of Moshe said to him, "What you are doing is not good. Both you and these people with you shall certainly wear yourselves out, for the matter is too heavy for you. You are not able to do it by yourself. Now listen to my voice. Let me counsel you, and Elohim be with you. Stand before Elohim for the people, and you shall bring the matters to Elohim. And you shall enlighten them concerning the laws and the Torah, and show them the way in which they should walk, and the work which they do. But you yourself seek out from all the people able men who fear Elohim, men of truth, hating unfair gain, and place these over them to be rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50, rulers of tens. And they shall rightly rule the people at all times, and it shall be that they bring every great matter to you, but they themselves rightly rule every small matter. So make it lighter for yourself, for they shall bear with you. If you do this word, and Elohim shall command you, then you shall be able to stand, and all the people also go to their place in peace." And Moshe listened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he said. And Moshe chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of tens. And they rightly ruled the people at all times. The hard matters they brought to Moshe, and they rightly ruled every small matter themselves. And Moshe sent off his father-in-law, and he went away to his own land. In the 3rd new moon, after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, on this day that they came to the wilderness of Sinai, for they had set out from Rephidim and had come to the wilderness of Sinai and camped in the wilderness. So Israel camped there before the mountain. And Moshe went up to Elohim, and Yahweh called to him from the mountain, saying, "This is what you are to say to the house of Jacob, and declare to the children of Israel, you have seen what I did to the Mitzrites, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. And now, if you diligently obey my voice and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possessions above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a reign of priests and a set-apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of Israel." And Moshe came and called for the elders of the people and set before them all the words which Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, "All that Yahweh has spoken we shall do." So Moshe brought back the words of the people to Yahweh. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "See, I am coming to you in the thick cloud, so that the people hear when I speak to you and believe you forever." And Moshe reported the words of the people to Yahweh. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Go to the people and set them apart today and tomorrow, and they shall wash their garments, and they shall prepare by the third day. And on the third day, Yahweh shall come down upon Mount Sinai before the eyes of all the people. And ye shall make a border for the people all around, saying, Take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch the border of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall certainly be put to death. Not a hand is to touch it, but he shall certainly be stoned or shot with an arrow, whether man or beast. He shall not live. When the Yobel sounds long, let them come near the mountain." And Moshe came down from the mountain to the people and set the people apart, and they washed their garments. And he said to the people, "Be prepared by the third day. Do not come near a wife." And it came to be on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud on the mountain. And a voice of a shofar was very strong, and all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Moshe brought the people out of the camp to meet with Elohim, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. And Mount Sinai was in smoke, all of it, because Yahweh descended upon it in fire. And its smoke went up like the smoke of a furnace, and all the mountain trembled exceedingly. And when a voice of the shofar sounded long and became very strong, Moshe spoke, and Elohim answered him by voice. And Yahweh came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain. And Yahweh called Moshe to the top of the mountain, and Moshe went up. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Go down and warn the people, lest they break through unto Yahuwah to see, and many of them fall. And let the priests who come near Yahweh set themselves apart too, lest Yahweh break out against them." And Moshe said to Yahweh, "The people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, Make a border around the mountain and set it apart." And Yahweh said to him, "Come, go down, and then come up, you and Aharon with you. But do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to Yahweh, lest he break out against them." And Moshe went down to the people and spoke to them. And Elohim spoke all these words, saying, "I am Yahweh, your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of slavery. You have no other mighty ones against my face. You do not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of that which is in the heavens above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. You do not bow down to them nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, your Elohim, am a jealous El, visiting the crookedness of the fathers on the children to the third and the fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing loving commitment to thousands, to those who love me and guard my commands. You do not bring the name of Yahweh, your Elohim, to naught, for Yahweh does not leave the one unpunished who brings his name to naught. Remember the Sabbath day to set it apart. 6 days you labor and shall do all your work, but on the seventh day is a Shabbat of Yahweh, your Elohim. You do not do any work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your sojourner who is within your gates. For in 6 days Yahweh made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart. Respect your father and your mother, so that your days are prolonged upon the soil which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. You do not bear false witness against your neighbor. You do not covet your neighbor's house. You do not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, or whatever belongs to your neighbor. For all the people saw the thunders and the lightning flashes and the voice of the shofar and the mountain smoking. And the people saw it, and they trembled and stood at a distance and said to Moshe, You speak with us, and we hear. But let not Elohim speak with us, lest we die. And Moshe said to the people, Do not fear, for Elohim has come to prove you, and in order that his fear be before you, so that you do not sin. So the people stood at a distance, but Moshe drew near the thick darkness where Elohim was. And Yahweh said to Moshe, Say this to the children of Israel, You yourselves have seen that I have spoken to you from the heavens. You do not make besides me mighty ones of silver, and you do not make mighty ones of gold for yourselves. Make a slaughter place of earth for me, and you shall slaughter on it your ascending offerings and your peace offerings, your sheep and your cattle. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I shall come to you and bless you. And if you make me a slaughter place of stone, do not build it out of cut stone, for if you use your chisel on it, you have profaned it. Nor do you go up by steps to my slaughter place, lest your nakedness be exposed on it. Yep. Even Moshe could not do everything by himself. He had people with him, people to support him, people to guide him, and he listened to the wisdom of the people around him, the people that have had to deal with situations that had knowledge that he just didn't have. And it's the same way when you're trying to walk through life. No matter what your situation, you can't do it alone. You've got to have people with you, people who love you, people who support you, people who want the best for you. We don't always see that. You know, so many times, especially somebody that's coming out of an abusive situation, or if you've, been through childhood traumas, you program yourself to believe that the only way to do it is to do it yourself. You don't need anybody. You don't want anybody around. You don't want their help. You don't want their support. Only one you can trust is yourself. I promise you that is not going to help you, because even you will let you down. Until I started learning that there are safe places in the world to go, to talk to be of help, to reach out. It is definitely people of Yah who will be that. And they're going to let you down from time to time. They're going to slip. They're going to do stupid things, just like you're going to do stupid things. But when you have that connection of faith, when you have that connection of, I love Yah so much, I want to do everything for him. And they have that same conviction that they just love Yah so much, they want to do everything for him. It just works. There's no explaining it other than Yah's hand is the one that pulls you through it. He's the one that helps you find those tens and hundreds and thousands, and helps you rely on them to keep you straight, to keep them straight, because that's your job. When you find those people, your job is just as much to help them stay on the path as it is for them to help you find that path. But let's go ahead and go into the Haftorah, into Isaiah chapter 6. It's going to be on 4:18. And we're going to start in verse 1. We're going to go through chapter 7, verse 6. In the year that sovereign Uzziyahu died, I saw Yahweh sitting on a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the Hekal. Above it stood seraphim. Each one had 6 wings, and with 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one cried to another and said, Set apart, set apart, set apart is Yahweh of hosts. All the earth is filled with his esteem. And the posts of the door were shaken by the voice of him who cried out, and the house was filled with smoke. And I said, Woe to me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for my eyes have seen the sovereign Yahweh of hosts. And one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a live coal, which he had taken with the tongs from the slaughter place. And he touched my mouth with it, and said, See, this has touched your lips. Your crookedness is taken away, and your sin is covered. And I heard the voice of Yahweh saying, Whom do I send, and whom would go for us? And I said, Here I am, send me. And he said, Go, and you shall say to this people, Hearing you hear, but you do not understand. And seeing you see, but you do not know. Make the heart of his people fat, and their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and shall turn and be healed. Then I said, Yahweh, until when? And he answered, Until the cities are laid waste and without inhabitant, Excuse me. And the houses are without a man, and the land is laid waste and ruin. And Yahweh has removed men from afar, and the forsaken places have been many in the midst of the land. But still there is a 10th part in it, and it shall again be for a burning, for a terebinth tree, and like an oak, whose stump remains when it is cut down. The set apart seed is its stump. And it came to be in the day of Ahaz, son of Jotham, son of Uzziyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, that Rezin, sovereign of Aram, and Pekah, son of Remoyahu, sovereign of Israel, went up to Jerusalem to fight against it, but could not prevail against it. And it was reported to the house of David, saying, Aram has set up camp in Ephraim, and his heart and the heart of his people were moved as the trees of the forest are moved with the wind. And Yahweh said to Yeshayahu, go out now and meet Ahaz, you and Shear-Yashub, your son, and at the end of the channel of the upper pool on the highway of the Landerer's field, and say to him, take heed and be calm. Do not fear or be faint-hearted, for these 2 stubs of smoking firebrands, for the fierce displeasure of Rezin and Aram, and the son of Remaliahu, because Aram, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliahu have plotted evil against you, saying, let us go up against Jehudah and tear it apart and break it open for ourselves and set a sovereign over them, the son of Tabiel. Okay, we're going to move on to the Brit Hadashah, which is in Matthew this week. It's chapter 5, verses 13 through 20. And that's going to start on page 922. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt becomes tasteless, how shall it be seasoned? For it is no longer of any use, but to be thrown out and to be trodden down by men. You are the light of the world. It is impossible for a city to be hidden on a mountain. Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines for all those in the house. Let your light so shine before men, so that they see your good works and praise your Father who is in the heavens. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. For truly I say to you, till the heaven and the earth pass away, one yod or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah till all be done. Whoever then breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign of the heavens. But whoever does and teaches them, he shall be called great in the reign of the heavens. For I say to you that unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the reign of the heavens. I pray that you have a most restful Shabbat. Just sit back and soak in the true meaning of shalom and of rest. There is nothing better than to just sit in his peace. I pray that you have a wonderful rest and a productive next week. Go share the word. Go share the peace that he gives to you. And above all, do his work. Shabbat Shalom.